Good morning, students. Let us start with the chapter Origin and Evolution of Life. Origin and Evolution of Life chapter आपण दुसरं lecture start करतो. Now see here, in today's lecture we will discuss chemical evolution of life or self-assembly theory of the life, or the theory which describes how the life originated from chemical to the living ones. What is the chemical evolution of life or self-assembly theory of the life given by Oparin and the Khade? These two scientists, they work together and put forth the theory that is called as the chemical evolution of life. म्हणजे या थिअरीच्या म्हणण्यानुसार असं आहे की आधी केमिकल ॲटमॉस्फिअर अर्थवर कसं तयार झालं व्हेरियस केमिकल्सच्या थ्रू, अँड देन how the living organisms are originated. According to this theory, the living organisms, they are originated, or life is originated on earth by the continuous interaction of various chemicals for a long period of time, and in this way a present day complex form, they are originated by the interaction of various chemicals. या थेअरीच्या म्हणण्यानुसार काय आहे की ह्या अर्थच्या ॲटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये जे काय केमिकल्स प्रेझेंट आहेत, these chemicals they interact with one another for a long period of time, and here there is a creation of Earth's primitive atmosphere, and then the life is originated. Now this is somewhat very long process, and therefore we divide this long process into these simpler steps. So let us see each step one by one, that is the chemical evolution of life. The first step is origin of Earth and the primitive atmosphere. या chemical evolution of life ची सगळ्यात पहिली स्टेप काय आहे? Origin of Earth and the primitive atmosphere. We all know that Earth is created from the Big Bang theory. Now the Earth is created by the Big Bang, and when Earth is originally created, or in the primitive Earth is a rotating hot ball of gases. What is Earth? It is a rotating ball of hot gases with cosmic dust called as nebula. जेव्हा पहिल्यांदा पृथ्वी अस्तित्वात आली, पृथ्वी कशी अस्तित्वात आली? बिग बँगच्या याच्यानुसार काय झाले, सगळे प्लॅनेट एक हॉट गॅसेस सारखी, अर्थ काय आहे? रोटेटिंग बॉल ऑफ हॉट गॅसेस विथ cosmic dust, and that cosmic dust is called as the nebula. Now as the temperature of the earth slowly decreases, काय झालं? हळूहळू अर्थचं टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज होत गेलं, जशी जशी अर्थ काय झाली आहे? सेपरेट झाली. Now as the earth cools and the temperature decreases, the heavier elements like nickel and iron settle towards the core of the earth. जसं जसं अर्थचं टेम्परेचर कमी कमी होत गेलं कालांतराने, तसं तसं काय झालं की आयर्न असेल, निकेल असेल, असे हेवी एलिमेंट्स जे आहे अर्थच्या कोरकडे गेले, and the lighter elements like hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, sulfur, they revolve around and form the atmosphere of the earth. In this way, the Earth's primitive atmosphere is formed by these rotating gases, which is of the reductive type. Why? Because there is a divide, or it is a divide of free oxygen. Oxygen ची कमी होती म्हणून primitive atmosphere काय आहे? Reducing type आहे. Now see the second step, formation of ammonia, water and the methane. Now as the temperature reduces, जसं जसं कालांतराने अर्थचं काय झालं? टेम्परेचर कमी होत गेलं, atmosphere with the gases like hydrogen, carbon, sulfur and the oxygen. Here the hydrogen is the most reactive gas and therefore these gases interact with one another, and there is a formation of simple compounds like ammonia, water and the methane. जे gases earthच्या surface वर होते ते interact व्हायला लागले एकमेकांशी in the devoid of oxygen or the reducing atmosphere, and they forms the simple compounds like ammonia, water and the methane. Now what is the third step? That is the formation of simple organic molecules. Third step क्या है? Formation of simple organic molecule. Now after the formation of simple compounds like ammonia, water and methane, as slowly and slowly the earth's temperature decrease, water vapor results into the rainfall. As there is a condensation of water vapors काय झाला? Condense झाला, and that result in the formation of the rainfall, and this rainfall creates the water bodies like sea, ocean, stream and the lakes. जशी जशी पृथ्वी काय झाली? थंड होत गेली, वॉटर वेपरचं किंवा या हॉट गॅसेसचं कन्वर्शन कशात झालं? लिक्विड वॉटर मध्ये. दॅट कॉजेस द रेनफॉल. ज्याच्यामुळे काय झालं? पाऊस पडायला सुरुवात झाला, and the earth again cools slowly and slowly. This rainfall is deposited into the water bodies that are called as the ocean, seas, lakes, river and the streams. Now these flowing water along with ultraviolet radiations and the thunderstorms. Now the earth's primitive atmosphere is with absence of ozone layer. earthचं जे primitive atmosphere आहे त्याच्यावरती ओझोनची लेयर नव्हती. आता ओझोनची लेयर नसल्यामुळे काय झालं? all the ultraviolet radiation they are directly stuck to the earth surface. ते डायरेक्टली कुठे आले? earthच्या surface वर आले. आता ते earthच्या surface वर आल्यामुळे काय झालं? Whenever there is a rainfall, that is the flowing water into the river and stream, and along with this ultraviolet radiations and the thunderstorm, they provide energy for the chemical reactions. आपण पाहिलं सगळ्या केमिकल रिएक्शनला काय लागते? एनर्जी लागते. किंवा एखादी केमिकल रिएक्शन असेल तिला जर आपण हीट सप्लाय केलं किंवा एनर्जी सप्लाय केलं तर दॅट हीट विल इन्क्रीजेस द रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन. Here these natural calamities, that is the ultraviolet radiations, rainfall, then thunderstorms and the volcanic activities all provide energy for reaction of these simple molecules. ह्या सगळ्या सिंपल मॉलिक्युल्सला रिॲक्ट व्हायला एनर्जी प्रोव्हाइड करतं. हे थंडरस्टॉर्म असेल, व्होल्कॅनिक ऍक्टिव्हिटी असेल किंवा ओझोन लेअर ॲब्सेंट असल्यामुळे येणारे अल्ट्राव्हायोलेट रेडिएशन्स that provide energy for these simple molecules like ammonia, water and methane to interact with one another, and there is a formation of simple organic compounds like इथे simple organic compounds तयार होतात like the fatty acids, amino acids, purines and pyrimides that are nitrogen bases, and many complex organic compounds. Fatty acids आहे, amino acids आहे, nitrogen bases आहे, sugars etc. They are formed from these simple compounds with the natural energy sources, and thus there is a formation of simple organic molecules. Now these simple organic molecules they are deposited in these water bodies. Ocean, lake आणि सी मध्ये काय झालं? हे जे सिंपल ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाउंड आहे हे डिपॉझिट झाले and that is called डायल्यूट सूप, त्याला म्हणतो आपण हॉट डायल्यूट सूप, किंवा आपण नाही म्हणत, ऑपॅरिन आणि हर्डेननी त्याला म्हटलेलं आहे हॉट डायल्यूट सूप, which is formed from the simple compounds ammonia, water and methane because of the energy which is provided by ultraviolet radiation, thunderstorms and the volcanic activity. Now this hot dilute soup deposits at the base of the water body, and here it does not degenerate because the atmosphere is of reducing type. Atmosphere का reducing type आहे. Now from this simple organic compound there is a formation of complex organic molecules like proteins, nucleic acids and other. आता काय झालेलं आहे की हे जे मॉलिक्युल्स आहे कुठे डिपॉझिट झाले, वॉटर बॉडीज मध्ये, and as the earth slowly condenses there is a reactions like reduction, polymerization, which forms the complex organic molecules. ह्या simple organic molecules पासून किंवा या hot dilute soup पासून काय झालं तयार, पुन्हा complex organic molecule तयार झाले like the proteins, nucleic acids and all types of the complex organic molecules. They are prepared from the simple organic molecules. The chain of amino acid forms the protein, and this protein is the building block or the landmark in the origin and evolution of life. Formation of protein. Why? Because formation of protein increase the rate of reaction because it acts as a catalyst. Protein catalyst म्हणून act करतात का? Because they are the enzymes in nature. Enzymes are biocatalysts, and as soon as there is a formation of protein, these proteins they form the landmark in the history of the origin of life, because this protein enhances the rate of chemical reactions. They are called as the enzymes or the biocatalysts. Now, after the discovery of the protein, or as the proteins are synthesized, then this proteins enhances the rate of reaction, and there is a formation of nucleic acids. That is DNA and RNA are formed. DNA and RNA. Now, these nucleic acids basically they are formed from the inorganic substances. Nucleic acid कोणापासून तयार होतात, तर ते inorganic substances पासून तयार होतात. For example, sugars, sugar plus phosphoric acid plus nitrogen bases which are formed here by the complex organic molecule, that is purine and pyrimidine nitrogen bases. This formation of nucleic acid accelerates the process of origin of life. Why? Because nucleic acids they have a property or ability of self replication. यांना कोणती प्रॉपर्टी आहे? Self replication. Now what is self replication? Replication, that is to make the replicas or the Xerox copies of one another. Here these nucleic acids they have ability to produce their own copies. ते त्यांच्यासारख्या असंख्य कॉपीज तयार करू शकतात, त्याला म्हणतो आपण सेल्फ रेप्लिकेशन. And this self replication property or nucleic acid production, that is DNA and RNA, enhances the origin of the life. Now, when there is a formation of nucleic acid, or they are called as protoproteins, these protoproteins forms the protoplant or the first cell. Now, how is the first cell or the procell is formed? These nucleic acid along with all these chemicals, simple chemical compounds or the complex compounds, they aggregate together and they are called as the coacervates. They assemble together and that assembly is called as coacervate. ह्या assembly ला म्हणतो आपण coacervate. These coacervates, they are unstable. They are thermodynamically unstable. Therefore, they bud off or divide and form the protocells. These protocells, when the nucleic acids DNA and RNA, they enter into this protocell, these protocells, they behave like the viruses or the bacteria. ह्या प्रोटोसेल्स मध्ये म्हणजे ज्यांच्या आता प्रोटोसेल्स आणि कोआझर्वेट मध्ये फरक काय आहे? These protocells, these are thermodynamically unstable, but these protocells are stable. There is a formation of double layered membrane around this protocell and aggregation and entry of the nucleic acid makes them replicable and they behave as a cell or the primary stage of the cell, and therefore they are called as the protocell. Now the first cell which is formed is anaerobic, heterotropic, obtaining energy from the chemoheterotropic process. Now what is the anaerobic and the heterotropic process? See here, the first cell is anaerobic, heterotropic, having chemoheterotropic mode of nutrition. Chemoheterotropic nutrition. Now what is the anaerobic cells? Then we have said like first cell जी form झाली ती anaerobic होती. What is the aerobic and the anaerobic? If it respires in presence of oxygen, then it is called as the aerobic. If it respires in absence of oxygen, then it is called as anaerobic. Or if the oxygen doesn't play any role in the process of respiration, then the cell is called as anaerobic. The primitive atmosphere is of reducing type, lack of oxygen is there, and therefore the first cell is anaerobic. It is heterotropic. ती पुन्हा कशी आहे? Heterotropic. Now, what is heterotropic? Heterotropic is the term used in nutrition process. Now, heterotropic, what is hetero? Heteros means different. Tropic is the level of nutrition. न्यूट्रिशनच्या लेवलवर आपण न्यूट्रिशनच्या याने जर विचार केला तर सेल्स दोन प्रकारचे असतात, ऑटोट्रोपिक and the second one is heterotropic. If we consider a cell in terms of the nutrition, then the cells are basically of two types, autotropic, heterotropic. Now what are the autotropic cells and the heterotropic cells? Autotropic कुणाला म्हणायचं, heterotropic कुणाला म्हणायचं? If a cell or any living organism can synthesize its own food material, then it is called as the autotropic. जर ती सेल तो लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम तो सजीव स्वतःचं अन्न स्वतः तयार करत असेल तर त्याला म्हणतो आपण ऑटोट्रोपिक. बट इफ he derive its nutrition from some different sources, then it is called as the heterotrophic. तो स्वतःचं अन्न स्वतः बनवू शकत नाही, दुसऱ्या कुणाकडून दुसऱ्या डिफरंट सोर्सेस कडून ते न्यूट्रिशन मिळवतो, त्याला म्हणतो आपण हेटरोट्रॉपिक. मग आता पहिल्यांदा फॉर्म जी सेल झाली ती काय आहे, अनएरोबिक आहे, हेटरोट्रॉपिक आहे. मग हेटरोट्रॉपिक आहे म्हणजेच काय, ही फूड किंवा न्यूट्रिशन दुसऱ्या कुठल्या सोर्सेस करून डिराइव्ह करते. मग हे डिराइव्ह कसं करते, तर ते मोड आहे किमो हेटरोट्रॉपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. Now what is the chemoheterotropic mode of nutrition? Here the nutrition is available or they derive their nutrition by the decomposition of organic matter. ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर डिकम्पोज होणार आहे, त्यात केमिकल रिएक्शन होईल, that and the energy liberated within these chemical reaction, they are utilized as an energy source by heterotrophs, and therefore they are called as the chemoheterotrophs. When the energy is derived by the chemical reactions मधून decomposition मधून जी काय energy liberate होते, that energy is utilized by these heterotrophs and the process is called as chemoheterotropic process. In this way, according to chemical evolution of life or the self-assembly theory of life, the first life is originated by the chemical assembly. The first chemical atmosphere is created on earth, and through this interaction of various chemicals there is a formation of living organism or the first cell on the life according to chemical evolution of theory or the self assembly theory. Now today we will stop here for the today's lecture, and in the next lecture we will see the experiments that proves the chemical evolution of life.